did we have a dust-up. Hey, we had a big time dust-up in the world of USFC. Now, there's a guy named Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's out of his damn mind, and I am here for all of it. Let's hear from Sean Strickland.
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said, if I had a gay son, I would think I'd...
Oh, look, another. I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and someone says...
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance to interact with a more diverse...
Let me know, are you gay?
Could I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking, this is a part of the, are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau, like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone, and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid like that, go move the fuck.
Yeah, look, I don't know why you got to go there. Now, look, my bigger problem is, why do we got to go there in press conferences with athletes? Why do we got to go to, hey, this, that? No, why? I mean, I don't care. I don't get my morality. If Strickland's really good, then I want to see him fight, period. I don't give a damn about a text from 20 years ago, but I also don't think a guy's a weak guy for asking a question about the gay community. I think both are stupid here, but it gets even dumber. It gets even dumber because, well, of course, Dan Le Batard, the defender of all. Dan Le Batard is not only defends he and his crew when they're personally offended, which is every day of every week of every month of every year, but they get offended for others. Mike Ryan Roots is his producer, and Mike has gotten really important. Mike's really an important guy. Let's hear from the producer of the Dan Le Batard show about this.
I asked Jimmy Pitaro, what gonads are you going to show me in this instance? Because that pay-per-view is on ESPN+. That is on ESPN+. And I know Disney is an inclusive company. I worked for it. You say nothing? You know what? You were right, Dan. I'll walk it back. End of the segment. I had to change my mind on something. I'm glad you made us play that video, because while the UFC isn't going to do anything about it, I would challenge ESPN to make a public statement on this, because that kind of hate is going over their airwaves. The Walt Disney Company. What are you, a chicken that you allow this with impunity regularly? But it's never been this vile. The guy's wearing a T-shirt that says, "Women belong in the kitchen, a gun in every hand." Disney's a family company. Hell, Disney's a company. Take family out of it.
So the producer of the Dan Le Batard show challenges Disney. Yeah, good for you, man. Go challenge him. Go over there and you put out your nice little challenge. You go ahead and do that. I challenge Disney. Why would anybody give a rat's ass about the producer or the star or any of it, of any show? Here's what Disney, and people use the family company when you work at Disney against you when you do something. Well, we're a family company. And of course they use it now against you. But here's the deal. Disney wants to do one thing and one thing only with the UFC. They want to do one thing with Strickland. You know what that is? Sell tickets. That's it. Sell tickets. Sell me some tickets. Give me asses in seats in houses that have bought our pay-per-view. See that bar over there? Charge them an exorbitant amount of money. Charge them zillions. Charge them all you want and fill that place up and get us more money. That is what Disney is. Now, should there be guardrails? Of course there should be guardrails. There should be guardrails on all of it. There should be guardrails on Elle Duncan jumping into the middle of a live basketball game to lie about a bill not called Don't Say Gay, but she lied about it, saying there should be guardrails on all of this stuff. But once you open this up, what are you going to do? once you open this up, and people are talking, and you're going to let Black Lives Matter dominate your thing, and you're going to let everything else dominate your thing, guess what? You're going to get some stuff you don't like. And I challenge Dan Le Batard, and I challenge his crew to stop whining about every goddamn thing they don't like. Look, what that guy Strickland said's idiotic. But I challenge you to quit whining about every damn thing you don't like. Anything you don't like, oh, I challenge Disney. Look, you're a blimp, you're a pimple on the ass of Disney. You challenge nobody. Just stop it. And this Strickland guy, I will agree with this. This Strickland guy, what the hell are you even talking about? What are you? What are you even talking about? I've been doing this show for 100 years, and I forget to put my mic on. It's really kind of cute if we weren't so stupid. But anyway, like, what are you even getting yourself involved in this kind of stupidity? Where's your brain at? Has it been punched too much? I get tired of all these guys. You don't say what I like. You must be removed. Shut up. Seriously, just shut up. We got a bit of what we call a tete-de-tete. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why. And it involves Jay Gruden, the former coach of the Washington Commanders, and it involves RG3, the former quarterback of the Washington Commanders. Jay Gruden put out a tweet a little bit ago. This is like after... I forget when it was. It was after Sunday's game, basically saying, hey, look, if I ever put a quarterback in a position to get beat up like this, then, let me know. And everybody said, well, you put RG3 in that position. RG3, of course, is responding. And Jay Gruden just simply said this. Right here. He said, look, I don't know what to tell you. You weren't good enough. If you remember, Kirk Cousins was drafted in the same draft. Andrew Luck went 1. RG3 went 2. Kirk Cousins was in the same draft by the same team that drafted Cousins. But here's what Gruden said. Gruden said you weren't good enough. Kirk was better. Cleveland didn't want you. Baltimore didn't either. Quit blaming me. RG3 responded with a video. Here's RG3's video. I love this stuff. I love it.
So, if Jay Gruden really wants to talk, I'm not going to cuss the man out. I'm not going to call him outside.
I don't have any audio.
But what I am going to do is tell you guys the truth. And the truth of the matter is, there was a moment in D.C. that is vividly remembered. Jay Gruden went to a press conference, and he undressed me at that press conference in a way that a coach should never undress his starting quarterback. It was after a game, and I said in the press conference that the best players in the NFL have the guys around them play at an extremely high level. No one is out there doing it on their own. Now, the media pundits and everyone took that and said RG3 threw his teammates under the bus. And I had to eat that for a long time because Jay didn't back me in the media the next day. He doubled down on it and actually picked me apart in the media. But what people don't know is that the only reason I went to that press conference and said what I said to challenge my teammates through that press conference was because Jay Gruden asked me to do that. What hurt me about that was the fact that after I did that in the press conference, not only did Jay Gruden not have my back, but he actually burned me with it. He came out the next day and burned me in the media. He came out the next day in a meeting in our team meeting room and burned me in front of my own teammates. Took accountability for what I said. It was taken out of context and apologized to my teammates in the front of that team meeting. Now, Jay, knowing that he had asked me to do that and still went to the media and tore me down to the media, even in that room, it's the fact that he has zero self-awareness and zero integrity. Because even though he asked me to do something, he didn't have the balls to have my back.
I'm sorry, man. I just laugh at this stuff. I do. I just laugh at it. He's a victim. Can you imagine? The coach went to a press conference and undressed me the way a coach never should. Who the hell's this guy to say how a coach should or shouldn't undress a bad starting quarterback? Maybe the coach had reasons too. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I went to a press conference and did something, blah, 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 blah. He undressed me in front of my teammates. When exactly are you're seeing why RG3 never made it? I mean, he made it. RG3 was the first guy that I saw that got a bunch of endorsements without having to do anything. You know, Andrew Luck's family watched RG3 and said, yeah, we're doing it the opposite. Griffin was doing Subway commercials. Griffin was doing all kind of different commercials. Andrew Luck, Oliver Luck, and them said, no, we're going to do it the Manning way. We're going to play football. We're going to concentrate on our football brand. Griffin wasn't that guy. So now I ask myself as a coach, well, when is it okay to, quote, dress down RG3? You can't do it in a press conference. You can't do it in a team meeting room. When can you do it? I guess it's only in private. But how many times have you guys seen this? How many times have you seen a quarterback say or a coach say, I can treat Tom Brady like I treat everybody else, and it makes our team better because they know, the team, that I am only about winning and I don't care who you are. If you get in the way of winning, I'm going to come at you. But this guy, you can clearly see, was evaluating everything. He was evaluating what was going on. When can you undress the quarterback? I guarantee you at some point, and boy, is that a true shirt right there, nobody cares. Nobody gives a rat's ass. Now, I'm sure the homies will be like, yeah, RG, you right, man, the white devil, all that kind of stuff, but that's all crap. You're the quarterback. You're the face of the franchise. You're getting paid all this cash, moolah, whatever you want to call it. All this money goes to you. And the coach can't say nothing to you? It ain't like you're walking in and you're Bart Starr. It's not like you're walking in and let's take Lamar Jackson. You know, Lamar Jackson hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's been MVP. It's not like you've walked in and you're Lamar Jackson. Certainly not like you walked in and you're Tom Brady. Nothing like that. So when are you supposed to? When are you supposed to be able to dress down RG3? He undressed me in a press conference. He burned me in front of the team. When are you supposed to? I guess maybe the answer is you're not supposed to. See, what have people always said about Tom Brady and Michael Jordan? I'll just use those two. They want to be coached. You know, there's all kind of pictures that, if you look at the internet, of Michael Jordan in college looking at Dean Smith. You know, really looking at him. When Dean Smith, Michael Jordan's college coach, was giving him instruction. Or really looking at Phil Jackson. And the word on the street is, at least this has been historically the word on the street, and I've gotten this confirmed for numerous people, including coaches and players that were on the Bulls team. Michael Jordan loved to be coached, and Phil Jackson loved to come at Michael Jordan. But you're not allowed to with RG3? You're not allowed to with this character? You got to be kidding me. Why? Why? Then why have a coach? Let RG3 coach the team. Hell, back in the day, the Brooklyn Nets, between Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, said, hey, wait a second, we don't need a coach. Who needs a coach? We don't need a coach. How'd that work out? You need a coach that's not going to be afraid of ripping your ass. And you need players that aren't going to be so chicken shit that they get all upset. Well, you can't rip me in the press conference. Well, you rip me in front of the team. Well, you rip me here. What? When? Where? Where are we all supposed to? We're supposed to get in line. Now, RG3, let me ask you, you haven't been very good. You don't seem to be really, you know, you got commercials. I mean, when are we allowed to try to get you better? RG3. When are we allowed? Let me know. Let me know. We'll take it to committee. We'll give you the wording first. We'll make sure you're okay with it because we know you get sad. All you got to do is listen to that thing, and we'll play it again later on. All you got to do is listen to that thing and compare it with the greats. When you are a freak athlete, when you are number 1, number 2 pick in the NFL draft, then your career moving down the line where Griffin is now should be compared to the greats. So you compare it to the greats on the field with the numbers. You compare it to the greats on the field with the championships. Then you compare it, why didn't they make it? Why didn't RG3 have the career that he should have? What was the situation there? Well, you can hear it right there. I mean, he's whining about his coach years ago. He's never said his coach did anything other than rip him. Okay. I mean, one of the things that you get in coaching is, Coach, man, you're always negative. All right. I used to tell players, look, count how many times. I used to have a manager go, all right, today. Count just this kid right over here. Count how many times I'm negative versus how many times I'd be positive. And I would go overly positive. And I would ask the kid after practice, man, was I too tough on you? Man, Coach, you're always negative. I go, here, come here, Jimmy. So Jimmy would bring over the notes. How many positive? 162 comments. How many negative? 10. And the guy would look at me. Of course, Jimmy was lying. I was lying. Everybody was lying. But eventually he understood what we all understand. We hear negativity far more than we hear positivity. We just do. But in Griffin's case, he couldn't handle it. And that's too bad. Because by all accounts, Griffin is a smart kid. By all accounts, Griffin was a freak athlete, talented, you name it, could do it all kind of a dude. But once he got where, to quote Gerard Mayo, the spot got hot, he couldn't handle the heat. Now he's a mouth. Now he's got all the answers, of course. And ESPN will promote him because, well, frankly, who are you going to side with? You're going to side with the young African-American quarterback who's a whiner, or you're going to side with the older coach that nobody liked at the end, whose brother was a star at ESPN, but ESPN ended up not liking him? I mean, who are you going to hang with? It's easy, simple, no-brainer. But boy, oh boy, if you're ever wondering why RG3's career just went away, that video right there told the story, told it in bold letters. Hey, he's a victim. Aren't we all victims? We're victims. Golly gee, we're just victims. Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is going to return for a 5th season, and I'm good with it. Like, people are all mad. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I get it. All right, fine. You can't argue with that. The dude wins 12 games a year. People always say this. They always say these things, and they're going to start saying it in college football too. The tournament's a crapshoot. You have a great regular season in the tournament because it comes down to one game. You just never know. Well, maybe, yeah, but people that say that make it sound like it's okay to lose in the tournament. They make it sound like, what you're really trying to do is have a great regular season, and this is what you're doing as a coach. You have a great regular season, it puts you in a better seed, which in theory smooths over the path to go get work done in the tournament, whether it's the NCAA tournament, the women's tournament, the men's tournament, the NFL playoffs, all a tournament. So that's what but as soon as you lose, man, you're a horse bleep coach that can't coach blind turkeys to take a dump. You stink, blah, 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 and you're like, wow, no kidding. All right. Huh. Interesting. Soon as you lose, doesn't matter what you did before that. I mean, if McCarthy was like, 10-7 every year, but this dude's been pretty good. And who are you really going to get? And you got to look at it a bit historically. I mean, Jimmy Johnson got it done back in the day when I would bet money on this. I would bet you, and you're never going to hear this anywhere. Jerry Jones did not know what he did not know. And when you don't know what you didn't know, you make crazy, whacked out trades. You do things that are a little bit bolder because you don't understand that if it doesn't work out, you're going to get your ass ripped. So he goes out and makes that crazy Herschel Walker trade. He goes out and wins the championship because Jimmy Johnson, was a great coach, championship coach, and Jerry Jones hadn't yet become Jerry Jones. He was kind of the new kid on the block. He was kind of getting it done. Well, what has transpired since for the Dallas Cowboys? I'm not going to go through every coach, but I'll give you a couple. One, Bill Parcells, basically the Belichick 20 years down the road. Basically. Hall of Fame coach, won Super Bowls, everybody loves him, blah, 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 blah. All right? That's one side of it. The other side of it is freaking Jason Garrett, the Aaron Parrott. Played for us. He's our golden boy. Came up through our ranks as an assistant. he's over there on the sideline, and the head coach would be there, and they'd show Jason Garrett, and he's going to be the next guy. Yay, Rod, go fight, win. You know, they've tried everything in between. They have. They've recycled. They've gone younger. They brought in crazy Italian guy. It was self-described crazy Italian guy to coach. Brought in a lot of different people. Hadn't worked. Hadn't worked any better than it's worked with Mike McCarthy. So the idea is you might as well stay where you're at. But McCarthy, he should shut up. McCarthy is returning. He's begging fans to buy into us, claiming the head coach has unbelievable faith in their team's quarterback. That's what I would do if I were McCarthy. Here's a little Mike McCarthy.
Why should fans buy back in to use the head coach of his team?
Yeah, because I believe that the direction, the leadership, everything is in place. And I'm not very comfortable talking about myself, but I came here to win a championship. I didn't come here to get another contract or anything other than that. I came to Dallas to win the world championship, and that's why I'm standing here and buy into us.
Yeah, I don't think that's so egregious. People are making that out to be such a big deal. I don't know. Why is that so, buy into us? I'll say this about the Cowboys fan. They don't need to be told to buy into nothing because they've been buying into stuff for a long time. I will never forget, I said this before, I'll say it again. I show up, I'm hustling to my seats, and they're playing the Cowboys, the Colts are. First down, I didn't really, you kind of get in there and kickoff had already happened, and a first down happens. And it sounded really loud, like, ah. I'm like, all right, and I look, Cowboys had the ball and got the first down in Lucas Oil Stadium. I mean, damn. Whoa. So I don't know that Mike McCarthy or Slapdick Johnny or anybody else needs to tell Cowboy fans to hang in there with us. They're pretty well hung in there for years and years and years. McCarthy is also saying he knows how to win championships. Let's hear from him.
But my message would be this: we have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet. We know how to win. We know how to train to win. We have the right people, but we have not crossed the threshold of winning playoff games. And it's extremely disappointing to be sitting there talking about it. But I know how to win, and we will get over that threshold. I have total confidence in it, and that's why I'm standing here today.
And then,
but here's the question: what is the threshold? I'm always fascinated by that. Like, what's good enough? Would people have questioned Jerry Jones on the job status of Mike McCarthy if they had won a playoff game? If they had won, or would they be questioning McCarthy if they'd played better? Because they didn't play they played horrendously. They got their ass kicked. So what is the threshold? That's always interesting to me. Thresholds come in various stages. When you get a job like the Cowboys, the threshold is never. I don't care if it's in your first year and you're making a comeback on the franchise and you're rebooting the thing and all that kind of stuff. It is never to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Certainly, you got to make the playoffs. Like, I don't want to hear about how, we made the NCAA tournament and we made the play. No. You got to do that in the Big D. But then what becomes the threshold? See, if they would have won in the playoffs the last couple of years, the threshold would be extended. The threshold would be NFC Championship game, maybe the Super Bowl. I don't know. Or is it already there right now? For crazy Cowboy fan, it's all about the chip, man. It's all about the chip. Yeah? All right. It's all about the chip. But I wonder what's real. Like, if Mike McCarthy would have won, played this week, and have lost, would he be fired again? Is he just fat old white guy, so he's the easiest target in the world, which he is? I don't know the answer to that. But the threshold for everybody, the eliminator, the all-time elixir, is we're going to go ahead and win the Super Bowl. But other than that, I honestly don't know. I really and truly do not know. Maybe you do. I don't. A California middle school student painted his face for the game. He painted his face for the game, and the school suspended him. And this isn't that kid that Deadspin lost their mind on. This isn't that kid. This is a kid that decided, hey, look, man, I'm all excited. I'm going to paint my face for the game, and away we go. Can we show the kid? I think there you go. So this became blackface. That's right. This became blackface. Like, the only person allowed to get rid of blackface or to have blackface is Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's the only guy. He's it. That's all. He is the guy. He's the only one. He's the Gazda. He's the man. But this little kid, as you could see, this is kind of the way, is it not? Is it not? This is kind of the way that players put on their eye stuff. You know, you put it on, you used to put it on, or they had a little tape right there, you know, for the glare. Well, now players, you see Tua makes a cross in there. Players put it down the side of their face. So this little kid just going to school, and he's saying, hey, I'm not messing with you folks. I'm a fan. Let's go. What are we bothered about? Well, the school went nuts, kicked the kid out, decided that, you know what, we're not going to tolerate blackface. We're inclusive, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Well, here's the deal. The family said, screw you. The family said, to hell with you. You know what? We are going to sue you. We're going to sue you. The kid's 13 years old. His name is Danny Amanduri. And the kid was putting this stuff on like he's getting ready to play. And all of a sudden, it's blackface. Blackface. What? The shit that we worry about is insanity to me. Seriously, it's insanity. Blackface, they argue, is a dark makeup worn to mimic the appearance of a black person, or especially to mock or ridicule a black person. And I don't think that's what this kid's doing here. I would argue that this kid never, ever, ever had even in his mind the idea of mocking anything. He's a little kid with eye black. Look, you give a little kid eye black and it's on. You give some of these adults that play in the NFL eye black and it's on. It's just freaking on. It is. I'm sorry. But damn. Oh, I hope you sue them. I hope you sue them within an inch of their lives. I hope you sue them and make so much money that you and other parents start your own damn school. That's what I hope. It's ridiculous. I'll give you ridiculous, but ladies and gentlemen, we have a new favorite professional athlete, and his name is Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox is a stud defensive player for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a stud. He's been there 100 years. I swear to God, when I was a kid and I was watching Jaworski throw passes for the Eagles, Fletcher Cox was making tackles for the Eagles. I swear to God, that's what I was seeing then. All right. So, well, let's look at this exchange when a reporter tried to come in and ask Fletcher Cox what the Sam hell's going on with Nick Sirianni. It's a good exchange.
You know, gotten any wind on what's going to happen with Nick, and are you have confidence in if you do come back, that confidence in him if he's also the head coach.
Like any news about what about Nick?
Nick, I mean, there's obviously some speculation about whether he may be fired or not.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Man, he's the head football coach of this team, man. Come on, man. There ain't even no discussion about that.
Yeah, okay, you don't think it's going to happen?
Like, I don't got nothing to say about that, man. You're a clown, bro. Get out of my face, bro.
You're a clown, bro. See, that's how you handle it. Because guys come into locker rooms and they have a microphone, it doesn't mean they're able to insult everybody in that locker room with their little D-bag questions. It doesn't mean that at all. What it means is you can ask the question, certainly within your rights to do so. I'm on the media side of things. I get it, even though I'm an entertainer. But don't get mad when a guy like Fletcher Cox, who's been in the league 162 years and has seen what happens to both players and coaches, both good and bad, when the media, particularly in a town like Philadelphia, gets it percolating. Let's get it percolating while you're waiting. Whatever, okay? I'm sorry. I break into song because it's one of my favorite songs. But anyway, so it gets percolating. Cox knows it's percolating. Last thing in hell he wants to do is involve himself. They just got their ass beat. And here comes some sniveling little pizza-stained shirt wearing media twerp asking about his head coach in such a dipstick way that Cox knows all he is going to try to get Cox to do is to fall in a trap, get him a quote that he can use to go after the coach. I mean, you know these things when you're a player or a coach. You know this is what's going down. But good for Fox. Hey, can we play that again? Cox, I mean, good for Cox. Can we play that again?
You know, gotten any wind on what's going to happen with Nick, and you have confidence in if you do come back that confidence in him if he's also the head coach.
Like any news about what about Nick?
Nick, I mean, there's obviously some speculation about whether he may be fired or not.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, man. No, man, he head football coach of this team, man. Come on, man. There ain't even no discussion about
that. Okay, you don't think it's going to happen?
Like, I don't got nothing to say about that, man. You're a clown, bro. Get out of my face, bro.
Good for him. I mean, there are times I'll tell you that players are being idiots, but this ain't one of those times. You're a clown, man. Get out of my face.